Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fireosophy. Today, I'm going to be kind of going back through all my old releases and talking a little bit about them, and just kind of sharing um, the ideas behind them, or certain things that was just going on in my life at those times, or whatever. Just kind of the story of Fire from Heaven, I guess. And I kind of wanted to start at the beginning, which was my album, The Symphony of Creation, and kind of give like a summary of the album. First, I released an EP called Metalcore Symphony, and that was when I first started really producing my own music and releasing it. I mean, I have several like CDs and stuff I put together before that I wrote instrumentals that my dad helped me do. Um, they were I might have the CD around somewhere, and we can play them, but I don't think you guys would enjoy it. But for the sake of showing young artists, or whatever you're setting out on, you might be whatever is you're doing, you want to do something, but you're first setting out on it, the only reason I would show those CDs, like let you listen to them, is to show how horrible I was and how far I've come when you actually stick to something. That'd be the whole point of it, is just to show you everyone starts out bad. Doesn't matter how much preparation you put into it or anything. I mean, some people start out better than others, but kind of everyone starts out bad. At least, you really stick to something to a point where you actually get really good at it. Then, in comparison, it's bad, But the Symphony of Creation is basically a compilation album of the first few instrumental EP releases that I made, that I actually put online. I put some of the other stuff maybe on SoundCloud. I don't even know where my SoundCloud is. I have it up that's where originally I was like, oh, I need to get on SoundCloud for some reason. But it's Metalcore Symphony was the first EP where I was kind of really starting to get somewhere, I think, with my production skills. Somewhere, okay? I'm not saying really good, okay? But so originally it was Metalcore Symphony Volume 2, and then Deathcore Symphony. Those were all compiled into the Symphony of Creation. Those are all instrumental EPs. So the first track on the Symphony of Creation is called The Brotherhood. And obviously, this is all instrumental stuff, so there's not lyrics to really talk about the story behind it or anything. I kind of just named them. I kind of at that point I was starting to throw around ideas for a story. As some of you know now, I just finished recording a live reading of one of my books, fantasy books. It's something I've always wanted to do because I've always been obsessed with fantasy books, like Lord of the Rings, Chronicles of Narnia, those, Lewis and Tolkien's, the Inklings, their works inspired me very much through my, as a kid and, growing up. But great stories, and I mean, I just always wanted to write my own books and, epic tales like that. So the first few albums kind of would have had some sort of structure that I was kind of throwing around for an idea for a story, but I never really went anywhere with it. So the Brotherhood early on was kind of in the story, it was, I say, I don't even have the story anywhere. I might have some small manuscript, draft of it, a first page or something, but was just about the warrior having a brotherhood. That's basically it. And then there were certain things in my life that I was going through, and it was the brotherhood was something I was lacking in my life, and there's that idea to talk about that I was gonna kind of mention. There's like somewhat kind of a moral to the story, that just having a brotherhood in life, or sisterhood, whatever you want to say, is just massively impactful in life. And just it's important to have people around you supporting you, even if you're introverted like me and just would prefer to sit in a studio the rest of your life writing books and music. Like, I still need people just as much as anyone else. And I still need community just as much as anyone else, So that is kind of like the lesson I wanted to give here. I didn't really plan anything, but don't isolate yourself in life. Sometimes we all get hurt by people. It's because people are fallen. We're not as we should be. I think we all would agree that we've, at some point in our life, not met up to a standard that we had for ourselves. You can argue where that came from all you want. You could, go into the philosophical hole of human reasoning. But, at the core, if you think about it, let's say it like this. Say your neighbor's getting robbed or something. There is sort of that impulse or nature or whatever you want to call it to run, to protect yourself. Then there's also the one that tells you that you should help. You should help out. They're sort of like the what C.S. Lewis calls like the herd instinct or whatever, or he refers to in his book Mere Christianity. But there's also something deeper that's judging those two, and it's telling you that though you put yourself in danger to help, the right thing to do is to help. So, where does that come from? I'm not trying to get on deep theological stuff, but I'm just trying to make the point. We have all had some, at some point in our life, kind of violated something in us. And I'm just, for some reason, I felt the need to make an argument. That's why we're fallen. Like, we used to, be better. And that we all have this sort of law we feel we should appeal to. So we're fallen. Didn't mean to get on a theological tangent there. But anyways, the brotherhood, we need community. And I'm not saying that being alone is bad either. I think people should learn to be alone as well. I think this could be, an aspect, there should be both. But with that song, just kind of at that point in my life, it was something I was sorely lacking, and I knew it. And so I titled the song that. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So that is just going to be all I talk about in this short little episode. And I'm going to try and kind of do these. I don't want to say daily, because I always say I'm going to get back into the live streaming daily and stuff, and then I do it for a day and stop. But I'm going to be trying to do this stuff more, so if anyone has any questions, maybe I could kind of throw those in there and talk, answer some questions and stuff like that too, as well. So if you want, just leave your questions wherever. If it's on, wherever you're watching it, I will see it and I will write it down. So, yep. And I will conclude with that. You all know that I make metal music, and some of you know that I write books, but I'm going to mention it here. Check out my book, The Stormy of Hell. You can check it out at firefromheavenshop.com. I also have this other book. It's called At the Mouth of the Great River. It's like a fairy tale kind of fantasy thing. Epic journey stuff, and there's other books too. So, check it out if you want to escape for a little while into an immersive story. And stay metal. I'll see you later.